to the class, right? So first, let me just let you know how our programs look like, or what you be expecting when you join the the data analytics classes. So just give me a minute. First, I'm going to be sharing the link so that if when you find time, what I will ask you to do first is once you go, once you click on this link, please try and bookmark the link. Just try and bookmark those links, and then maybe after this program, go through it. See if it is something you will like, which I believe you will. Since that you're here. For us, this is for the accelerator program. The first link is for the accelerator program, and the second link is for the master class. So why do we have accelerator program and master class? So first, our main drive is to empower Africans, right, to bridge that gap between technology, right, especially within the African continent. And we understand that one good thing technology will do for the African continent is that it's a leveler for everyone. So if you're a data analyst, first of all, if you're here, congratulations. If you're a data analyst, you're a data analyst regardless of wherever you are. So we've seen our alums who were back in Nigeria, they trained, now they're in other continents, and they are, the same data, and they are following that career path. What you learn as a data analyst in Nigeria does not differ from what a data analyst in Japan learns, or what a data analyst in the US, or in Ghana or in Kenya. It's no different. So that's a very good thing. Favor, I see your hand. I will get to you. I just want to pour this introduction first, and then I will take all those questions. Favor, I see your hand. So first, let me just run you through what we do, in that data analysis class. So in data analytics, you'll be learning things around data lifecycle, common data storage, formats and technologies. You'll be learning about key data processing steps, which is very important. We're using different tools, and then you will learn some analytic techniques, such as summary data, groups by, etc. And then you'll be working with a number of tools. So we work with tools like Python, SQL, right, and you'll be working with some codes, right? But please, please, we are not going to make you experts, So essentially, what we are saying is your learning is in your hands. What we do is to guide you, right? So our instructor will be here. They are seasoned data analysts in their own right, and they'll be guiding you through some processes, right? Through Python, VS Code, and all those tools you use. Because right now, the world is moving beyond Excel. And it may surprise you that some people don't even know how to use Excel now, right? And in our own programs, we don't judge person. Whenever you join any of our program, we assume the best you know in that program is to spell the program. So for example, in data analytics, when you join our class, we will go down as basic, as if all you know is to spell data analytics, and then we scale it up from there. So that's one thing I think you should go. Then we move on to also data visualization, which is essentially the most important thing, because you as a data analyst, you can speak to numbers, but when you are presenting to the CEO, we are presenting to the senior management, they don't understand all those jargons we're talking about. They just see, they like visuals. So how to visualize those data in terms of how to use graphs, how to do all those visual data representations, you take you through that, and then finally how to communicate those data analytics. So beyond the visuals and everything, we also try to groom you on your communication skills. So that is the journey we take you through if you're going for the data analytics course. This is the accelerator program. Now, what distinguishes the accelerator from the master class? Yeah, beyond the fact that probably it's more pricey, is that essentially the master class, goes more deeper. That's the reason why it's called master class. Accelerator kind of will scrape to the surface. We expose you to data analytics, and then we encourage you, give you tools and resources to help you develop, right? But master class, there's more in-depth engagement. So, and also the number of projects we're going to be delivering on. Unlike the master class, unlike the accelerator program, where you just have to do one capstone project. So when I talk about capstone projects in our own programs, it's not just the regular program where you come pay. We're not after your money. We're after you being transformed. You know, want to move from point A to point B in that career shift, in that tech pursuit. So you are moving from point A to point B. You can't just, nobody has graduated and like they left the same way they came. Our testimonials are there. You can see on our social media. We will tax you. I will tell you, it's very demanding, right? You will have weekly assignments, which you have a minimum score of 70%, otherwise you're not graduating. You have the capstone project where you work as team. One thing about tech is you can never work alone in tech. You work as a team. So if you don't work, if you don't deliver on your team, so the minimum score again there is 70%, and you have peer reviews. And then, you know, attendance is compulsory. So you can't skip classes. You can't just go and, you know, just skip and come back for your certificate. We're not interested in just awarding certificates, because everyone bearing a certificate are ambassadors of hybrid. So we want you to be able to walk the talk. You should be able to talk, you know, about what you've gone through when somebody engages you. So we make it that rigorous for a reason, because out there it's not easy, right? So that's it about the data analytics. Now I'm going to throw it open for questions, right? I know okay. Any questions so far from what I've said, please go ahead. I will attend to any questions. Please, no question is stupid, no question is fully, just go for it. No matter how busy, if you want to repeat myself, I'm happy to do that. I'm here for you for the next 20-something minutes. So let's go for it. Any question? Any question? Oh, okay.
Hi.
Am I that clear? Yeah. Hi, very true.
Yeah, I just want to ask a clarification. When you said they are going to provide the like hands-on experience, I just want to know the type of hands-on experience you are providing. Is it that you're going to give us a real life situation, or like a hypothetical question? Like, what I mean by that is that maybe you have a complaint that you're working on their data, and when I join the program, so you're going to bring me into that project. So I will see that yes, this is an ongoing project that you are working on, because I'm looking for something to put on my CV that yes, I have this experience, I have worked on this company, I have worked on this project. So is that something you are giving us, or you just like go and draw out a random sample data somewhere and ask me to go and work on those data and then maybe provide solution, so that at least I have an idea of what it takes to be a data analyst? Or are you going to give me a real life situation and a project so that I work on it and know that yes, which I can defend that yes, I work on so project, or I work on with so organization? Because it doesn't make sense to me that I take the course just to get the knowledge, but I don't have experience. So experience, because most organizations are looking for someone that has experience. So that's just my question.
Thank you so much. So I'm happy to inform you that for that particular concern you have, there's something called Tableau. There's Tableau platform where we use, because the only way we know you work on data is through visualization, right? You might say everything, but you know how, if you can give me a repository of what you've worked on. And the data science world, you know, I've taught it twice to come up with Tableau, and then there's Tableau Public, where you can go there and refer to whatever you've worked on. Now, one thing for sure is no organization is going to give you their data just like that, right? No, any organization that does that, maybe they don't understand why they're existing, because for obvious reason, business trade secrets, you know, NDAs that, you know, people have signed. But what organization can do, they can give you past, let's say an organization like Apple, because they are publicly, they are publicly traded. You can access their past data, like, you know, so like their financial reports and everything. So in the master class, you get to work with some of those live data. In the accelerator class, you don't. But it's not like we just randomize or we go and get a data. We get you a data. We get a data set that is actually very, very useful. Not go online and look for something. No. Something that you could actually defend. It's just like your project work in school, in the university, right? Most people, what you worked on, you make recommendation that is real. Those are like real data, but it's not essentially like you're working in that organization or something, because we won't want you to go now and say, I worked for, let's say, for instance, Indomie. or Promising. Is that the name of the company? Yeah, I think so. So you can't come and say I work because they don't have you in their payroll. That would be you lying. But you could have access to, let's say, data on in terms of their distribution of customer, and then you run some visualization and say, hey, they have more customers in the west than in the east, things like that. You can actually own that and say, this is what I just ran this thing, I ran this analysis and this is the findings I have. And through Tableau Public, which is something we will give you access to when you enroll in this program, you can also showcase all those things you've worked on, right? So that's just I don't know if that addresses your question. So we don't just create some, hypothetical data. No, you work with data, but it's not going to be like live, the way you are defining it, live data of an organization. No organization is going to do that except you and their staff. So, and if you're a member of their staff, you must have signed an NDA not to put it public, right? But there are some things that are obviously there, but nobody has made sense of it, and you could come together. I've seen people, for instance, say they ran some analysis on the most visited sites, and things like that. They just do that, and people, and they put it on their Tableau public page and make reference to it in their interviews. Like, okay, I ran this analysis. I was able to find out that every Mondays people visit this site the most, on Google or whatever. And that's exactly what organizations. The organizations are not interested in another organization's data. They're interested in your ability to interpret a data set, right? Which is what we are going to be training you with when we take you. I don't know if that's addresses your question.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're talking about, but maybe just to take it maybe a little bit further, is there something like maybe internship program with your
Yes, we have an internship program, but it's for the masterclass, not the accelerator program. So the masterclass, you have a 3-month internship for a Canadian company, but not for the accelerator program. Is like the word said, it's an accelerated program. It's for 8 weeks. The masterclass is for 12 weeks, right? So that's the difference there. I don't know if that helps.
All right, yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other question? Hi, Precious. Hi, Detola. I see you guys. Any question? Any question? You guys ask that question that is burning in your mind, or you can type it. I will address the questions. Please, I need you to ask questions. Anderson, I see you. Mohammed, I see you. Why did I know you? So, Favor, I see you. Favor, you raised your hand earlier on and dropped up. You're back now. What was the question? Can everyone hear me? What roadmap do you use in your journey in data analysis? Okay, so we have that is actually spelled out in our modules, right? So remember I said earlier on that we start as best as if you know nothing, right? As if you know nothing in data analysis and then we try to guide you through it. So that's why, for example, the first thing we teach you is we start as simple as what is data analysis, what is data. We define that, and then we start, and we move from there with understanding the fundamentals, defining those data. I have my model. So we start off with that, and then we take you through the uses, right? And take you through storage, data storage formats and the technologies that we use for it. And then we take you through data processing steps, right? So how to process those data, right? And then we take you through the core analytics techniques. And then we start introducing you now, from that, from our module 4. So every other thing from module 1 to 3 is more theoretical. So you just show up in class, we talk, I will try to answer questions and guide you and introduce you to some concepts. From module 4, it gets hands-on. Now I'm speaking in the light of accelerated program. So we start from module 4 to the end, it's hands-on. So at that one, we recommend you join with your laptop, right? You can't, because you won't get benefit for your time. If you join with your phone, you may not be able to follow. So you join with laptop. Even at that time, we allow 2 devices because people could join with the phone to hear and then with the laptop to, replicate everything. And mind you, we give weekly assignments. So in other words, the thing about data analysis is especially if you start coding newly. So we're not going to teach you to be master full stack coder. No. We just teach you the basics, not to use codes to run data analysis, right? So the basic, Python command and all that, and NumPy, Jupyter notebook. So we try our hands on a number of tools, right, and teach you the simple commands on how to extrapolate data, with those tools. So you start those hands-on experience, and we always advise students, always try. So whatever you learn, don't just go home, and want to return next week. I can bet you will forget everything. It has happened. If anybody here is conversant with code, if you don't keep practicing it, you will forget. Right, so which is one of the reasons. One way we try to help students is to give them weekly assessment, assignments. So that will probably make you take time off within the week to work on whatever you've learned, and then we encourage you, whatever challenges you have, please hear. So there's communication channels throughout the program. For the entire time you're going to be with us, regardless of the program, we have communication channels, right? So real time, if you encounter challenges, grab it and drop it there. The instructor will come in and help you whichever way they can, and as best as we can, at least to clarify whatever doubts and everything, and then give you access to a number of resources that there are truckload of resources that could help you, going forward. And that's where we move at it, go down to all the libraries, both the Python libraries and everything, and then we move into data visualization, and ultimately we teach communication data, how to communicate those findings, to your stakeholders, and that's where we wrap up. So you will not be given a case which you will work on with a team, right? Because there is one thing that is prevalent. If you want to work in tech, you should be able to work in teams. And I can guarantee you, your class will be as diverse as it can be. We are focused to African continent, not just Nigeria. So you may have students from across the globe. They can also be Nigerians, they can be, Africa and Ghanaians, Kenyans. We've had them all. We've had representation from over 13 countries so far, and it's the gap is built, and they are situated across the globe. So we have people from the UK, from Nigeria, from West Africa, East Africa, South Africa, people from Canada, the US, UK, and other parts of Europe. So they join. We intentionally do it like, because if you really want to be a global candidate, right, you should be able to compete globally. So you don't just want to have it a community affair that you just come in and it's faces, no. We try to make it as diverse as possible. If it's not diverse in terms of nationality, it will be diverse in terms of your time zone, so that you can be able to, you can start comprehending what it means to work within a global sphere, right? So that by the time you have to wake up by 2 a.m. to work with somebody, because that's maybe that your 2 a.m. is their own 9 p.m. and that is someone else 4 p.m. and you all have to work together, then you are beginning to have a taste of what it is to to be global. So that's one thing we want our students to also master their skills in, that collaborative skills. And then finally you get to communicate that skills. And remember, you don't just do this thing for doing sake. There's a benchmark, both for your weekly assignment. There's a benchmark both for your capstone projects and so on. So we essentially did all this so that we just put you can set in some accountability and ensure that everybody that goes through this program at least we move the needle for them in terms of understanding data analysis. That question was from Anderson. I hope I answered your question, Anderson. Okay, I guess, and that's either you are muted or except you're typing. Okay. Any other? Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome, Anderson. Any other question? Any other question from anyone about data analysis? You can ask questions. That's why we are here. Ask me questions. I really want to take questions, because
Yeah, hello, sir. My name is Albert. I don't know if you can hear me.
Loud and clear, Albert. Go for it.
Awesome. So I think that I might have received earlier mails preluding to this particular meeting.
Okay.
I'm highly anticipating what we are going to be doing. And I think since I might have joined just 5 minutes ago, I want to just clarify. Do we have a schedule we are working with before we start the class or the project we are going to be working on? And how long is it going to be taking us? Please? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Albert, for that question. Yes. Um, you don't receive any schedule. So the only thing you are going to receive is the outlay of the program, just to prepare your mind. We receive some resources ahead of time, so that you could probably read up and at least understand some basics, so that it doesn't look like Arabic, when we start engaging and stuff like that. No offense to any Arabic speaking person here, but I'm just trying to say, something that people have difficulty learning. So we give you those information once you're onboarded, as a student. We release those resources to you. The program, if it's the accelerator program, it's for eight weeks. It's the master program is for 12 weeks, right? So that's how you work on that. So first, in terms of your question, if there's something we're going to work on, those data sets that you need to work on will be based on the instructor's direction. So we allow instructors to own their class, right? So some instructors could come and give you all those data set by the second week. Of course, the first week they're just laying the foundation for the class. They give you data set by the second week, and then you start practice. Of course, you remember you are going to be having weekly assessments, which are also another form of exposure. Then once the data sets are given to you, essentially the groups will be communicated. So you are expected to start working in groups. And the way we structure it so that with each passing week, after each classes, you learn another set of new concepts that will help you in achieving success in that your particular project. We try to pick projects that are all encompassing, right? So that at least with the little time you have, nobody, I cannot guarantee you, even the best of data analysts now, data analysts now, they are still learning. So learning is continuum. Tech is still unfolding. We don't know where, we've not seen the end of it yet. So 8 weeks, anybody that tells you you'll be a guru in 8 weeks is lying, right? Or even 12 weeks, or even a year is lying. It's a continuous learning. But what we do is to set you on that right path, where give you that right foundation, you can layer anything on top of it. I can tell you that one for sure. As you guys, for those people that joined earlier at the general room, the testimonials from, we've seen people that even the accelerator program, they leave the accelerator and they landed jobs within that role, and they have zero experience in that role. But we don't want to oversell, right? So we like to even downplay it. It's better when you now come in like, you didn't tell me this is this deep. We like that. We like it that way than trying to oversell, because this experience may not be the same for everyone, right? So we try to put it as basic as possible to when we are bringing people in. We feel good when you are wow than if we come and wow you in our marketing, and then you come in and you're like, I was expecting C, I'm seeing A. I don't know if you get my point. So what we do about is we give you those when you join the class, we give you the data set to work on. We give you a team to work with, right? And then you start engaging. So there are communication channels, for students, so you can interact and collaborate amongst yourself. And then the instructor itself, the LMS is interactive enough, so you can go there, ask burning questions, and the instructor will do well to, give you professional guidance on any clarification you might need. I don't know if that helped, Albert. And since you are joining, I can recap for, I see a lot of people that joined to, some people, went to other one. For recap, in the data analysis class, we take you through, the rudiments. We assume the best you know about data analytics is to spell the word data analysis. So that's analytics. So that's the best, that's what we assume. And for that, again, we crave indulgence for people. In every class, there's always this, disparity in knowledge. So some people probably they're intermediate, or they are beginners, they already understand certain things. We pray, pray you remain humble. We pray you just give us time, because we start very basic and then we scale up. right? But if you think I'm done with, I understand this, then you can go for the master class, because that master class, we also start busy, but we don't spend time there. Like, and we scale up pretty fast. It goes really, really hands-on pretty fast for the master class. But for the accelerator program, we try to go scratch for the sockets and move on, and not get people confused. It can be very daunting, going through data analytics. Does that help you, Albert?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm grateful. Thank you. And I think someone was asking, does the accelerator and the master sessions come at a cost?
Oh yeah, they all they all come at a cost. I like that. So they all come at a cost. I'm going to share, because why I am careful, because why the way it's designed is, so the cost, depending on your location, because we've been having these forex challenges. So I think for those in Nigeria, they could pay in naira, and those outside Nigeria, they could pay in dollars, right? And then the master class is actually in dollars, whether you're in Nigeria or anywhere, right? So it might be tricky, because I may call a number, I don't know who I'm addressing. So what I did was to drop the link to both of them. So depending on your location, once you click on the link, then it gives you the approximate for your location. So one thing I can guarantee, I think everybody here, if you apply, we have the list of attendees and people, so you will be eligible for some form of scholarship that's ongoing, right? If you go to our website, you see some form of discount and scholarship that's ongoing. So anybody here that joins, you are eligible, just let us know that you were in this program, and then the sales teams will know how to engage you. Please, let me just give you some stats. Last call that just ended, one of our calls that just ended, we have over several and something people that applied for this program. This is just the accelerator program. Listen, we will go through your profile. We don't just bring any person, someone that will come here and just be messing everything up. So we go through your profile. Then out of that 700, I think we ended up interviewing about 255 that we think are worthy students. And from that 255, we ended up admitting 100 and something, I think 125 or so. Out of 125, I think about 94 ended up graduating. So you can see how rigorous it is. If we wanted money, the 700, we'll bring it. Is it not money? 700 come in. It's not money for us. Well, that's not what we are trying to build a culture, So some of us that have been privileged to travel, there's a way they see us, like, like these people don't take things serious, because people probably that have gone ahead of us, they've messed this up. So we want to create, call it a new tribe of Africans, people that they don't do what they call African time. They are people that take things serious, take things to heart. When they are committed to something, they are committed to it fully. So we're trying to build that culture. So it's not just learning. We're trying to, cheer people that wherever, you've seen, for those of you that joined earlier, someone like Uzoma, Mazim, and the rest of them, we actually had a student. He's still an undergraduate student. He went through the program and he's working, like he's an undergraduate student. He's already earning full time. Because when the company that needed someone, he applied, like he broke the odds. He's still an undergraduate. They know he's an undergraduate student and they are paying full time. So that's the way, because as far as they are concerned, they don't understand that you are an undergraduate, but you're already talking so professionally and everything like someone who's a graduate. And right up, they hired him. He was one of the people, I think his name is Divine. He was, for those of you that joined earlier on, currently still a student. He has been working now for close to a year, just to let you know. So he was one of our past, I think 3 cohorts ago. So that's how much we push people, to unravel, that everybody have it in them. It's just that some of us have not been disciplined enough to go through it. So that's one thing we are saying. That is not just, so some people, we've had this back and forth when we started, some people say, but I paid, that cannot have this. I say, no, there's terms and conditions. You need to show up for classes, you need to do your assessments, you need to work with your team. If your team agree, we also have other value add sessions, right, that you don't pay for. There's a LinkedIn optimization, how to use LinkedIn to maximize your employability opportunities, and then there's team bonding sessions, how to manage people. Those are like free added sessions that happen over the weekend, And one thing I'm forgetting, these classes are weekend classes, so we understand that a lot of people work, are in different students, workers, different angles. So the classes are West African time, 5 p.m., right, and it runs till 7 p.m., for 2 hours class, and then the LMS is structured in a way that the recordings of the live classes is uploaded. You can view it anytime, right? And rewatch, especially for those of you in data analysis, when you get hung up on something, you could go back and look through, and like you can pause the video and literally iron it out until you master that particular process, right? So that's one way we structure it. I'm going to drop to a question. Okay, thank you. I think Emmanuel. Thank you, Emmanuel, for that. So there's a link. Once we are done, I will let us know when it's time, and then we click on that link and go back to the main group. There's a question. Yeah, what is it? Okay, that was the cost. I think I addressed that with the link. So that's the way we structure all these things. Please, please, I will also, manage expectations. I'm not saying by the time you're done with the DA, you become the #1 data analytics person in the world. No. But when data analysts are having conversation, you can contribute. That I can guarantee you. And that is what you need. No organization, quote me anywhere, no organization now will come and say, we want to hire a data analyst. We need the goon. What they will say is knowledge of Python, knowledge of Jupyter Notebook, knowledge of VS Code, knowledge of SQL, knowledge of SQLite, knowledge of Tableau, knowledge of, this is an added advantage. And once you have it, we always tell people, go for it. You know why? Most times the person even hiring has only basic knowledge of it too. They needed someone. So you all go and learn, and there's nothing. They say Google is your best friend. There's nothing you cannot learn. What makes it difficult is when you Google it, because you don't even understand the basics, right? You don't even know where to start. You are seeing the answer, but you don't know the answer, right? If you open a code now, a set of code, you don't know what it is if you are not someone that codes, right? So what we do here now is to explain those rudiments to you. And I want you, when you have a grasp of it, I don't care what tasks are assigned to you, you can scale it up from there. So that's one thing and I can say about the data analysis, especially for the accelerator program. But if you now want to take it a step further and beat yourself and say I'm not a data analyst, you can now go for the masterclass. Does that help? Yeah, I need a reaction from you people. Precious is looking at me like this guy. Come and talk, come and go. Please, you people to respond, ask questions. Ask questions. That's my KPI. If people don't ask questions, they will say I not do well. You will ask questions because I believe I'm engaged. I'm seeing some people are nodding in there. Oh, the video is not. Please ask questions. That's to say yes, sir. All right. Any other question? Any other question? And we might just want to wrap up. Any other question? Any question? Any question at all? Oh, following. Thank you, Akintayo. Any question? All right. If there are no questions, okay, please go for it, Akintayo. I think Akintayo is typing. Let's just give him a moment. So while he's doing that, I might be calling names now. I'm the first to call him. I know I've heard. Okay, how deep or shallow? I don't think it's a question of depth for the accelerator program. I don't think it's a question of depth. I think it's a question of what we cover, right? So, in terms of depth, we don't. What's the word now? We don't discriminate, right? Because it's yes. Exactly my point, Anderson. We don't discriminate because you are a master class and you are in, you are in accelerator program. No, we don't discriminate. So we give you the best we can, in terms of the value that particular program gives you, right? I'm coming to you, Akitayo. So if Akitayo, I don't know if you missed the earlier time. I said we assume the best in data analytics is that you can spell the word data analytics. That's what we assume whenever you join any of our program. So if it's business analysis, we assume what you know is to spell business analysis, and then we scale from there. So now that your hand is raised, I can tell you, go for it.
Thank you, Maxwell. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
My question is this. I just finished the accelerator class, data analysis. We just graduated last week, Saturday. I want to ask, you mentioned just now that when there's any job and the requirement is knowledge of SQL, knowledge of Python, and stuff like that. What of if you have taken the job, you applied for the job and you are taking, and you are given a set of data to analyze for the company, like the one we used for our capstone project, and you were given some code to flatten the data. And in this case, there's nobody to give you code to flatten any data, and you are unable to move on. Won't one look like a fool and deceit to that company in a way? Because personally, sincerely speaking, I'm still working, I'm still going through the lessons, try my hand on some other tutorials on these applications. And sincerely speaking, I don't have the confidence.
Okay.
So if I now go for a job now and I got a job and they say, analyze this for us, and I can't. Hope that do you think I want to ask that, do you think we can apply for a job now?
Okay. Thank you so much, McIntyre. First of all, let me ask McIntyre, have you joined the alumni group?
I think.
Please do. There's an alumni group both on Telegram and also on LinkedIn. Please go to your class. I think your class group has not been dissolved, because what we do there is we also share tips, things to help. I think what is wrong with McIntyre is nothing. It's about confidence, right? Let me tell you. Let me tell you, not as I am now, as much as I've learned in my giving field, there are new things that comes up. In fact, I just worked on a project in July, August. My boss literally told me that we don't know what is success story. So whatever you tell us is a success story in this program is what we will take. Guess what? I don't even know what I don't know if you get my point, but will I come and say, boss, I don't know what this thing is. The next day, my laptop will not log in again. Do you understand? So I'm employed to solve problems. And one of the things, if you realize, one of the things we did, I can tell you, through your journey was we also exposed to some resources. There are some clips, there are some links that you could go. I'm happy you said you are doing something. Please continue at it. You said you are going back through the classes, you are going through other tutorials and links. Please continue, right? There's nothing you search. So do you know the difference between you now that have finished the data analysis program and you before you started was now you are using some terms that if you were real to yourself, you can't use those terms before. I'm sure most people here, when they say flattening data, they're like, what are they talking about? But you understand what we're talking about. Your challenge is you don't know the code. Is that not it? I can tell you.
Yes.
And where does that leave you? It's simple. If you now Google and say how to flatten data, when you see a code, because you have an understanding of it, you could know one, because guess what? If you go to Google and ask, can Coca-Cola cure AIDS? You see somebody that will say yes. You will see yes there. But you know that it cannot cure it. So the difference between you and a random person doing it is the random person will pick any code, maybe the first code that he sees. But you may look at the person and know that this one cannot do it. And then you start, skipping. You might see the right one. Okay, this one, I just need to modify, based on the organization and you can leave it and get to work. I can tell you for free that the best of data analysis is still Google. I have someone in MasterCard. He's been there for 9 years. He heads an entire business unit. Do you understand? On a meeting, he will still go like, okay, this thing, give me a minute. He is Googling. Because there's no, I'm sure your instructor will have told you, there's no challenge you will meet as a business analyst that somebody, maybe in India, maybe in Pakistan, maybe in UK, have encountered that problem. I don't know if you get it. So you will see the answer. And then we gave you some links that if you have not been to IB, you may not have access to. Some real, I'm not talking about just Google sites now. There are some sites that if you go there, it's specifically for data analytics. You see information, on whatever tool you are using. So those are some of the specs that comes with, going through this program. I don't know if that helps you. But one thing I will encourage you, work on your confidence. Don't be scared. See, if they have the capacity to do it, they won't be looking for who to hire. So when you come with that mindset, you know that you are the one, you are there to solve problems. Does that help you?
Thank you very well. It really helped. Thank you so much.
I know about flattening tire. Not Anderson. This Anderson, count that. Okay, Google is not my friend now. Anderson, no. All right, guys. I'm trying to see. This is my first time joining. That's from Precious. I'm grateful for the lessons from your instructor. I will be ready to try this. Okay, thank you for that, Precious. That will be nice. Okay, I think that will be it. In 1 minute, we'll be going back. I'm going to repost the general group, so please feel free. If you don't have any questions, you can click on this link now on the chat to join the entire group. I'll just wait until everyone is gone. And because I know some people are always shy, they want to have one-on-one. So I'll just wait until everyone leaves and I will join it. But our time is up for the group session. And please just click on the link to join, because if I end now, you may have challenge going back to the main group. So please click on the link to join. Just go through your chats, go to the chat box. You'll see a link. Please click to join the one-on-one. Can we all do that? Okay, I'll send it again. I've sent it again. I just sent it again. Just click on the link and join. Precious, do you want to click on the link? Mohammed, except you have you have a burning question that I want to wait behind. Mohammed, Badetola, do you want to click on that link? Temitayo. Hi, Temitayo. Hi, Mohammed. Okay. Mohammed? Adetola?
Yes.
Yeah, you can click on the link and join the former group, because
Okay, I have.
okay.
I have it on another thought, so I can just close it.
Oh, so I can just close this. Okay. So David? David? Hi, David. David? Okay, so David, I will zoom and I will end. Thank you so much for your time.